Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Last night we got to see a fight between Lomachenko and George Kambosos. So just waiting for Tony to chime in. So just give us a second. Let's see here. Hey, how you doing? From Pereira. Okay, we got welcome to Fast Camp here. View requests go and easier. So Tony, I accepted the request to see if it puts you into the chat. There we go. Yes, sir.
I'm fixing it real quick. Jump got me on the bottom. That's why I'm in a different car today. What's good though?
What's good?
There we go.
Right.
Ain't nothing. You
Here
hear
we
me?
go. Say it again.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's
Gotcha.
a
What's good?
little blurry. Yeah, can you see me clearly?
Yeah, I can see. We good.
Oh, okay, all right. So yes, we had to go live for that Kambosos versus old man Vasyl Lomachenko fight yesterday. Definitely, I can't say I got my money's worth because it wasn't pay per view or anything. Just watching on ESPN Plus, but um, it's I'm not gonna say I'm surprised, but I like Lomachenko, and I'm glad to see the more experienced fighter, somebody's caliber, able to pull it off because he already has 3 losses, and at this stage in his career, he doesn't need any more. So, what were your thoughts on his performance?
I mean, I love this performance. I mean, no, I don't know that any pure boxing, fan, analyst, coach or fighter wouldn't love what he did. He's always a technician. I mean, even in the Devin Haney fight, he was still technical. I mean, and I just think that this was levels, and Cambosa had nothing for him, and he technically, like I didn't predict a knockout. He got it in the 11th hour, pretty much 11th round, and it was masterful to see what he do because a lot of times kind of taught to so go down and get him to drop his hands, but I almost got the sense of he went up top first. When I was watching, it was like he went up top and then made him forget about the body. He was going to the body a little bit, but it just seemed like when I was watching it, he was going up top, having him focus so much on the headshots that he caught him late. Although he was catching him a little bit in the middle rounds with the body, he ended up catching him late, to that body. And once that body go, like it ain't no recovering, man. It's like almost like, you about to go number 2 in the ring if you don't hurry up and, get up out of there.
Yeah, what's interesting about that is he did the same thing to Jorge Linares, and I'm checking on BoxRec.com. I can't believe that was 2018. Time is flying. I didn't realize that fight was that long ago. That's
Yeah.
I only been in Phoenix about 6 months at the time. But yeah, so as far as the win is concerned, a knockout is a knockout. Whether you physically knock Brendan unconscious by hit him in the head or hit him in the body. I think sometimes body knockouts are severely underrated. And one of my favorite is Roy Jones Jr. when he broke someone's rib cage by hitting them to the body.
Yeah.
So definitely was a great fight and kind of wasn't really on the radar as far as promotion is like the Canelo fight.
At all. I almost forgot the fight was happening.
Yeah, I found out last minute and I was excited to see it was on ESPN Plus. I do have a subscription to ESPN Plus because I just paid for the Canelo fight last week, and we got to do it because this is what we like to talk about. But it was good to get a break. Like, cool, just log in from my computer, plug the HDMI cord to the 4K TV, and there we go. So
Yeah, I like those ESPN Plus fights because although they're the lower caliber as far as demand for it. But when they do land on ESPN Plus, it's good because I got the subscription, the bundle, and all of that, and it's easy. But like even if you have this, you still got to pay for the major fights,
yeah,
and even if you have, I haven't done Prime yet. I actually went somewhere to watch the Tank Jump. Um, uh, but I assume it's gonna be the same way, or it is the same way. It's like, yeah, you got Prime, but to get this fight, then you got to pay the extra fee. So, ESPN Plus is still, good in my book.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how it works because I have the zone account, but if you want to watch a pay-per-view fight, you still have to pay additional
Yeah,
money. So is
yeah,
Amazon Prime going to be the same way? Like, do I get a discount for having a membership, or I'm not quite sure how that
yeah.
works.
You get like a $20 discount because it's like you pay 20 for the zone, you pay $20 a month, and so like if the fight's 79, you get it for 59. So they do give you a little prorated price or whatever. You've already paid them 20 to start of the month. But I remember when the zone, when you paid that $20 and you got it for the first 3 months, you got all the fights, no
Right,
matter
right.
what. Like they weren't doing that until they realized, all right, let's get into this fight. That's one thing. I know we getting off subject or whatever. That's one thing that I don't like where boxing is going by right now. It's all a money grab, and it's like there's no focused stream to where boxing is. But anyway, back.
It's it's fragmented. It's all over the place.
Yeah,
You know.
it's
Yeah, kind of like, yeah. This is, yeah. It's getting kind of ridiculous. But so let me ask this. We spoke on this before we went live. Is Kambosos officially a gatekeeper, or are we not ready to put him in that category just yet?
I think he was always a gatekeeper. I think he was never really an elite boxer. We can see that from his fight. He probably, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna hate on him. He will give you a great fight, but I think he's a B minus, maybe even C plus fighter or whatever. He really I'm gonna say he got lucky on, you know what I'm saying, Lopez, or it was just the right fight, you know what I'm saying, the right situation to happen. But yeah, definitely right now he's a gatekeeper, but he's gonna be a good gatekeeper. He's probably gonna be the best gatekeeper because he will still give you a hard fought fight. And then the thing about it is that you understand why all these people keep going to Australia. The fight, the main guys, Lomachenko was the favorite, Devin was the favorite. They're going there because he can still sell. So
Okay, yeah. There's always that component as well. Yeah.
right. So Shakur should take that fight. What's his name? Tank should take that fight. Keyshawn should take that fight. Ashton Selvey should take that fight. Kid Austin should take that fight because you're gonna get paid. And he knows his name is dipping, and you can get your name and get a bag off that joint. So he is a gatekeeper officially right now. Like officially, that just is what it is. Yeah, I would agree.
All right. So, for Tony's expert opinion, do you think it's impossible for him to elevate at this point? Any fight, anything he could do in his career to bring him back up, or is this he's pretty much going to stay where he is, or start to falter?
Of all those names, I said those names for purpose, for you know, what I'm saying purpose just now. All those names that I just named are too technical for him, and all those names are either a belt holder or number one contender or will be future. He can't mess with that technical stuff. I don't know why Lopez decided to bang with him, but none of those dudes are really gonna bang with him. Keyshawn might bang in a sense. Kid Austin might bang in a sense, but they still have, you know what I'm saying, better technical skills against him. So I don't see any way that he can get out unless all those guys, which is, that was 6 guys. I just don't see it. I don't think he's above those 6. After those, then you might end up, I don't know. You might end up, putting him right there, 6, 7, 8. But nah, I don't see him better than them, and he has way more what I'm saying, fights in the game, and what I'm saying, he's above them, and he's been champ, if not undisputed, or whatever he did when he beat Lopez or whatever, unified maybe, but they're still just way better than him on a different level than him. So no, I don't see it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him, but like I said, I want to piggyback on something you said. I do have a lot of respect for him as far as he was there to fight. He came to fight. He never gave up, or like the Charlo versus Canelo fight, or the X-Man, Nicholas Walters. He didn't do none of that. But yeah, it just wasn't working out for him, and he must be in a lot of pain today because not only did he get hit with the body shot and drop, he got back up and looked like Lomachenko went to that same spot again. Like, look, man, you shouldn't have got up the first time, and I'm letting you know where I'm coming from. So yeah, his liver shot. His back was turned, but Timothy Bradley or someone could see it. They said it was a liver shot, but for me, I don't know if it was solar plexus or what because the camera angle from what I was watching, I couldn't really 100% see where it hit him. So,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
and what's next for Vasyl Lomachenko? Because Father Time is on his ass. What he got a year or two to figure out his next moves because he's not getting any younger.
I'm so this is what my perspective. I'm gonna address what's next, what I think should be next for him. But I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, 34, 35, but he's a 34, 35 technical boxer. He's not a banger. So he can go to 40 if he wants because he ain't gonna get touched like them other guys. So he
Mhm.
can really go to 40 with his skills. I would like to see him and Shakur first, but I would eventually love to see him and Tank. And I think he takes these two fights and then he roll off. You take that, maybe you take Shakur. You know you're not gonna get touched up so much. Even in a loss, it's not gonna be such a bang up job. So you take that win, lose, or draw December, and then next year you go grab Tank, and then what else you gotta do? Because you know you're gonna get a bag for Tank.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
So what else you got? Let it
Yeah,
roll.
definitely. Tank Shakur, that needs to happen before he retires. Especially now. I don't want him to be 39 years old fighting these guys because they're only going to get better and get to the peak of the career while he's going to be on a decline. So that needs to happen ASAP. And let me say one thing I love about Lomachenko is number one the way he circles to the right of the opponent because he's a southpaw. He's trying to get lead foot domination and circle to his right. And he got Kambosos a couple times with that. They just out of position. You're facing this way, and Lomachenko is facing that way. So you're going to get hit with shots while you're trying to turn and face your opponent. So, and also the training him. Not to be funny, was it ballet? Ballet or something he was taking when he was younger. You can see where that definitely comes into play with his footwork and everything like that. So, his father took him out of boxing, put him in ballet. Is it ballet? Or I don't want
Yeah,
gym
it
something.
was ballet. That was
Yeah,
that's an awesome move.
yeah.
It's a tough move, but I heard him further say that he did it and he did it so well because he wanted to get back in boxing. So he really focused on those ballet moves so he can get out because he couldn't just be in it. He had to be in it and do well. And that hunger to get back motivate him to do well.
Because one thing you cannot say about Lomachenko, he's just a standing target. He just sits there, kind of like Canelo. At times, he kind of just he does move, but at times he's just inching forward, and you
Right.
see all his weight pressed down. But I love the way he's constantly moving and just we're both left-handed, correct?
Yeah.
So you can have a bias or kind of relate more to the southpaws at times. I don't know if you have a preference when you're watching them, but I do like the southpaws because I can see exactly what they're doing as far as Manny Pacquiao, Lomachenko, Terrence Crawford when he switched. Because it's very confusing. Or my whole life, to be honest with you, when you watch the baseball player or basketball player, like everything is reversed, but you can look
Yeah.
exactly and emulate what Lomachenko is doing. And be like, okay, yeah, I see exactly. He's just keeping his right foot out on the outside of his opponent, circles around. So it's definitely. I really like to watch the southpaws.
Oh yeah, and, it's too far in between. If you're not a natural southpaw, they're having folks switch to southpaw. Southpaws really have the advantage. Um, they you really do. You just have a what I'm saying the stance, the outside foot. You just have a natural advantage. You know, boxing trainer, any real boxing fighter tell you that if you're a southpaw, you'll have a natural advantage. I mean, it's a shortage of them, but also the position puts you in a better position. That just is what it is. Better position for your power hand, which is the left hand.
Exactly. Did you get a chance to? Hey, Tafari, what's going on? What's happening out there in Jamaica, brother? And Quito, what's going on out there in Kenya? Um, did you happen to get a chance to watch any of the undercards? I was totally focused on the main event, so I'm not quite sure who fought in the undercards.
I ain't catch no undercards because I mean, first of all, I had to take a nap. That joint came on, you know what I'm saying, like really late, you know. So because I think you got it like 3 hours earlier.
Yeah,
So like after midnight, you know, when that joint came on, so I needed to take a little nap and then wake back up or whatever just to see the joint. So I ain't catch no. It wasn't
yeah.
nobody.
I have to be careful my time. I actually missed a fight. Growing up on the East Coast my whole life. A
Yeah,
couple years ago, I missed a fight because I'm cruising around, lollygagging, and then when I finally got to the location or ready to watch, like, oh, it's over? It's over because it's that 3 hour
yeah,
difference.
right.
It's kind of weird to watch something as early. So, what's coming up next specifically? Is it Tyson Fury? Is that next week?
That's the fight. That's probably what I had now, and I think it is going to probably be the fight of the year. But because I did have the Bivol better be able to fight of the year, but now that that's scrap, Tyson Fury versus what's his name?
Yeah.
Tyson Fury.
Alexander. Uh,
Usyk.
Alex. Usyk.
Yeah,
Usyk. Alexander. Like they pronounce it. I guess to an American it'd be Alexander.
Alex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Usyk.
Yeah. So.
I think that's gonna be a good fight. I think everybody thinking because I mean Usyk's on a little run, but I just think Usyk is too small, man. He's too small. And then everybody's basing it off of Tyson's last night out, which you know what I'm saying he didn't do so well, even though he still did. But you can see if you go and look at you know what I'm saying his body for that fight his body for the fight, you can see he took this serious. And then he also knows everybody in his head, dude is going to outbox you. Dude is going to do what he did like to Anthony Joshua. And he ain't take that lightly. I've actually never seen this fit. Even when he was fighting Deontay Wilder. I never seen him this fit. So what that tells me is that, and also too, those are two different fighters. He may have bulked up a little more for Wilder, but you can tell he's preparing to box by as much weight as he dropped. So I think it's going to be a good fight. And I personally believe, I'm not going to lie, like Terrence is the man, and Terrence is two two division undisputed, headed for three. So I'm always going to say the small boxes are just better technically. So Terrence deserves one, but I mean, where is it when MMA boxing rule? Like he's definitely my number two. And he quite frankly, if he knocks him out in spectacular fashion, I believe that he will go above Terrence, you know what I'm saying, with that, because it's the heavyweight. He's the heavyweight doing this. So we got to put the respect back on the heavyweight boxing because that's the flagship division.
Yeah, especially after Anthony Joshua lost to Usyk. Like, yeah, you're gonna lose to the smaller guy. Was it twice? Did he lose twice to him?
Lost him twice.
Dang. We can't get no Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder fight, but you're gonna lose to the smaller guy twice. I mean, I'm kind of fed up with certain things when it comes to boxing, and then how much I don't even know this is worth talking about now. Yeah, I'll watch it, but it doesn't have um, the cachet it would have had a couple years ago with those two. I mean, does Anthony Joshua have any fights coming up or scheduled for anything?
I believe he's waiting for Deontay Wilder's next fight. He doesn't have anything scheduled. He did beat I forget the dude he just beat, so he looked good, and it's like, oh, okay, they talking about doing it. Wilder, Joshua, they're talking about doing it sometime in the fall. I don't know if it'll ever happen because you got to believe that if Fury or Usyk wins, let's just say Fury, they're gonna want to put them against him. So I just think we have to wait to see how the the cards play out or whatever, because Fury then beats Usyk, even vice versa or whatever. But I'm just focused on Fury beating Usyk. If Fury beats Usyk, Wilder and Joshua are going to want to be like, hey, I'm trying to go after this. So I just don't know if that will ever get that fight or if we'll even get that fight this year.
Okay. I want to say something to our Spanish listeners right now. We have a listener saying you should put subtitles in Spanish for those of us who don't understand English. Well,
Yeah.
yo,
Hola.
uh, estoy grabando con mi amigo. No puedo ahora porque es live. Es vivir. I forgot the word for live. Pero voy a subirlo a YouTube y tenemos títulos en español para ti. ¿Sí? ¿Estás ahí? Okay. Yeah, I'm showing off a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm like, I,
But I understand, I'm trying to make sure we're recording live so we don't have subtitles. But once we
yeah,
upload it to YouTube or somewhere,
right.
either we could do it or the program itself, YouTube itself, can give them the option for the subtitles in Spanish.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and it'll be good as long as we don't use a lot of slang or certain words like the computer's not going to understand what we're saying. But we're speaking clear enough that it should be good for a Spanish speaking audience. So yeah, so also Tank Davis, looking forward to that fight. Out yesterday, I was trying to do my homework on Frank Martin. To be honest with you, I don't know too much about him. He doesn't look like a slouch though. He looked like but that could be because of the competition he's faced,
that's
which
exactly
some of them places wasn't like wasn't like a T-Mobile Stadium and all that. It looked like he was fighting in a dark gym or something.
right. It, this
So
this is on the Frank Martin thing is that like I mean he a cool dude. He looked like he ready. He's not ready for this fight though.
yeah,
I believe and don't quote me on this, but I believe he's somewhere in his teens in fight. I want to say it was like 19 or 16. Half of his fighters that he fought were losing fighters. All right,
uh,
that means he got about 9 uh fighters that is winning. And when I say winning, that means 500 and above, not like undefeated.
yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He's ready for this caliber of fighting. Hey, dare to be great and go get that money. You know what I'm saying? And I hope you do well. But I don't know why people are me personally. I don't think that people are just knowledgeable enough to understand that like this guy is not ready for this. He is not ready for this. It's boxing. Can he get lucky? Absolutely. But when we go in there and we see this dude get demolished, knocked out, and all of that, it's gonna be like, all right, you know what I'm saying? What's next? Because his resume doesn't show that he's ready. You know what I'm saying? And respect to him. You know what I'm saying? I know he doing this thing. He seemed like he worked hard in the gym. He seemed like he got an aggressive style, but I hope we see that aggressive style in the fight because you're gonna need that. Like he's gonna need that, but then he's also gonna need to be cautious because whenever you push Tank, just like Ryan did, Ryan was I ain't gonna say he was successful in the fight early, but he was definitely bossing Take around a little bit. He was pushing, he was swinging, he was beating him up, he was doing all of this stuff, and that's why
Using
he
the
got
size, using the size advantage. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So, and then when you watch Frank, you see a guy coming forward, you see fast hands, but you don't see a lot of defense. You don't see a lot of, slipping and stuff like that. So it's like, how are you going to change that style up for Tank? And that's what I question, what I'm saying about Frank is that I think that when he gets in that ring, he's gonna look totally different from what we've seen in all the highlights and all the fights. I've seen a few fights, but I've seen a lot of highlights from him. And I don't believe he's gonna look like any of that. So
Yeah, when you go up in the ranks in the competition, them highlights and those knockouts start to diminish, because
yeah,
you're fighting a better class fighter. So we'll see. Any last final thoughts regarding the Lomachenko Kambosos fight?
yeah, man. I mean, like I said, it was a boxing masterpiece.
Mhm.
I love, what I'm saying, what Lomachenko did, and that's just textbook. It was dope. You know what I'm saying? And I do, or I just want to see Lomachenko go out fighting the best. And like I said, like I hope, hopefully it's Shakur, hopefully it's Tank. We get those two, and I mean he's done well. You know what I'm saying? He's an Olympian, world champion. What I'm saying, in a few divisions or whatever. So that's what's up. Like as far as Kambosos, I mean, get back in there, champ. You know what I'm saying? Do your thing. You still making money because he the money man in Australia. So still do your thing, make money. You know what I'm saying? Just keep fighting, keep at it.
And he probably has by default has New Zealand fans too, because Australia and New Zealand are right next to each other. So
Yeah,
I could even remember if it was Australia and New Zealand because their accent is similar to somebody like me who's not from that area. Well, for me, I like to say it was a perfect fight for last night. I didn't have any plans. I wasn't doing anything special last night. So when I found out the fight was, I was like, oh, okay. Well, if I'm gonna stay in the house and not do nothing, then yeah, I'll watch it. So it was an entertaining fight, and I'm glad there was a knockout. I don't want to hear about any robberies or the barbershop talk of, like I said, people going back and forth. I like to have a definitive ending to a fight. Now, quick question: have you ever said, "Hey, I want this fight to go to decision. I want it to be a tie"? That's I've never said that in my life. I want a
Nah.
knockout.
I,
Yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
only time I've seen that, only time I've ever said that was one time when I was at the casino and I was looking at the point spread and the biggest the win was. Other than that, no, you don't want to see no you don't want to see no tie. You don't want to see nothing go to decisions.
Or split
Only time
decision. Yeah,
yeah, only time I've ever trusted the decision is when Floyd fought because I know the thing on Floyd, it was like, oh, if it go to decision, it's Floyd because we understand his you know what I'm saying his ring generalship and his statistics on that. You're not gonna outpoint him, not gonna land more than him. He's gonna land 50%, all of that. But outside of Floyd, I never especially for someone I'm pulling for, I wouldn't want to see what I'm saying go to decision because these judges is off the chain right now. Like
yeah.
it's just it's nothing. I mean, it'd be 119, 110, and then 115, 115. Like that. That's too much to like to accept that.
It's too subjective. It's too subjective. It's like it's your opinion what it all boils down to. But you like last night, there is no um, nobody is saying Kambosos won because he got the hit with the body shot. It was illegal. There's nothing to talk about. It's definitive. For me, I like in general, I just like things to be definitive. I don't want no hazy in and out. Maybe it's black
Yeah,
or white or kind of gray. Just I like the things so we can move on. So that fight is in the books, and I mean whether they rematch it or not, we know definitively he won. Unless I don't want to put this on his name, but like the Ryan Garcia fight, like
yeah,
this always surprising too about the you have to fight. Somebody wins, somebody loses, you kind of move on, and then the next day in the news, a week later, oh, he got popped for PEDs. Now the fight's in question. Always, it always takes me by surprise when that happens. So,
well, my problem with that is it's just like I mean we're getting into all this hospital stuff, but so I won't get into all the other stuff. But there's just a lot of things that seems to be unnecessary, and obviously what they're saying is that the stuff from Ryan's the Friday before or whatever, or it wasn't even Saturday morning or whatever. Whenever he tested before the fight, because they test you before the fight and after the fight. Um, I don't like the time that it takes to get this done. If we can get a rapid test for STDs and all of that, if it's literally a foreign substance in your body, I feel like it should be something quicker. I just feel like it should be something quicker because even still for the day before fight, like it comes out he has Pez and the way Devin got beat up, he could have lost his life. So I feel like we need to that day before fight, we need something rapid. Now I don't know how hard it is, but if we landing people on the moon and taking people to Mars, y'all can figure out how to speed this process up. You know
now
what
we
I'm saying?
just can't seem to do that, but we can send somebody to Mars, but this quick test, we working on it.
You know,
Um, let me ask this question because I always thought about this. Do you they get these results before the fight, but they say, "Hey, man, all these tickets are bought, hotels are paid for. We cannot pull this fight at the last minute, and we'll release this information after the fact." Do you think that has something to
I
do?
Yeah, I believe that's happened before because like money made the world go round. You don't want to. You see how they tripping off Anita Baker? Was that Anita in Atlanta yesterday? She canceled 15 minutes before, and people were outraged. So absolutely, and all these people flying into town, flying to New York, flying to Vegas, and saying buying all these hotels, and then yeah, you'll get refunded for the fight. But you got
Yeah.
the flight, you got all of that, you got fresh that
Oh,
night,
time off from work.
you know.
Yeah.
So I believe it. Just it's the same as when someone comes in overweight and they still fight. Hey man, nah man, just go ahead. It's only a few pounds. Blah this, blah that. Just go ahead and do it. And hey man, to each his own. I would never do it, but to each his own.
Yeah.
Like
It's a
I can
lot of
understand.
moving. a lot of moving parts. It's not like they make this fights on a Tuesday and then by Friday it's going to happen. You're talking about months and months of waiting, a lot of marketing and promotion. So the train has left the station. You just can't stop the train on a dime. So that's what I've been thinking for years. I'm like, why is it the day after or 2, 3 days after? Oh, by the way, we found out that they popped for PEDs or some type of substance. So I believe that on some level. I mean, it's just too much money involved, too many moving parts. Just to, you must have had the fans. What if they did it right before the bell rang? The fans start ripping their chairs out of the T-Mobile. There would just be chaos in there. So,
Right. Yeah,
yeah,
it's crazy. So I mean, yeah, I get it. You know, they're gonna keep moving. You know what I'm saying? Because it's generating a lot of money, and
yeah,
fights generate.
yeah, yeah. And uh, well, I tell you what, we need to regroup for the Tyson Fury fight. You said you got your money on Tyson Fury. I do too, but it would be a shocker if the smaller man finally takes his undefeated record because it came that close when it came to Ngannou fighting MMA fighter. So
Yeah. That'll be a good fair fight to bet on too, because I think either way you're gonna be able to win. I think the odds on that fight is gonna be better both ways. It's gonna be good odds on that. So, because a lot of people think he's gonna win, but then I also think that too a lot of people like Tyson, King. That's gonna be a good one. You know what I'm saying? We get together for the pre, and then also afterwards or whatever, just fully analyze that and then what I'm saying afterwards, just to see what next week.
yeah, next week, let's do it. All right, brother.
Hey,
So let's go ahead and regroup, and we'll talk about that fight.
all right, for sure. Ring Kings,
All right,
baby.
Brain Kings. Everybody, thanks for joining. Have a good one.